BDS coming into this competition as the highest rated EU team. Liquid coming in to this competition as the highest rated Latin America team. It is a clash of titans.
69% to 31 there inside of the polls. Now, I know it's going to be quite early inside of Brazil in terms of time, so that could be something that we take into account for a slightly weightier BDS vote there, as I believe that I don't think it's that one-sided demo.
Maybe you just need to accept the facts, Ollie. Stop with this LATAM bias. Remember where you came from. You came from EU. And there's an Ash ban. Oh, dear.
There's an Ash ban.
The thing is with the Ash ban is it's also kind of capped Liquid a little bit, hasn't it?
It does, but then Shaiko's a thing.
Shaiko hasn't been playing that well this competition, though.
But he has the potential.
Okay.
Certainly don't want to give him the opportunity as the bans continue to come. BDS have gone very standard there with a nice Thatcher mirror ban. It's kind of what you would expect to see here on Oregon, and Liquid maybe heading down the more targeted ban route there with that Ash coming in with the Cade.
What was the part of me that was expecting the Jaeger ban there?
Yeah, just goes all out. Straight in. Ash Jaeger, gone.
Yep. But no, Kaid will be the selection. Ollie, this is a matchup that some people think, oh, we've never seen this before. Yes, we have. These teams have only played each other once before, and that was at the OGA Pit Minor, and it was a 2-0 victory for Liquid up against BDS, so the only time they played each other, Liquid had a very clean victory against them.
Yep. A lot of time has passed between then and now. Both teams have gone on to grow in their own ways, so as they meet here again today, we have to see how they shape up against one another. Liquid starting here on the defense. They're going to be taking us down to Laundry first. Nomad available, and Lem's straight on that task. Paolo going to use the 6-pick just to switch from the Wamai onto the Wamai. Even if you're not going to change operators, it's always worth using the 6-pick and just keep everybody guessing.
Okay, Liquid on the defensive half first, and for the most part for Oregon, Ollie, what we've seen is a fairly even map. We see attacks do really well, we see defenses do really well. We don't see too many like big stops. We don't see 6-0s come out, we don't see 5-1s go out. For the most part, it's a very scrappy map, very, very close between one another.
Yeah, I guess one of the sort of expected results is that Laundry is a bit more difficult for the attackers. You know, the map tends to go, you know, a 3-3 or a 4-2 split, but Laundry is the site that is the big point of contention for these attackers to try and attack onto.
There are some teams that are very, very good at attacking Laundry, but I think the majority do struggle most of the time. So yes, that is definitely the way that we've seen the basement develop over time. Liquid, are they going to be a team today that shows us how good they are on the Laundry defense? Maybe BDS, so they one of the teams that are great for that attack. Looking at their lineup, because Ash is banned away, Shaiko is going to be on the Iana as an operator. Still gives him that potential of being able to go in and get kills. He has infinite drones now with his Geminis, and also the nades are always going to be a fun thing to have at your disposal.
Shaiko going to get aggressive quite early here. He's working off some information, going to hightail it down. Freezer just narrowly miss out on an engagement there. Not afraid to take an opening gunfight, not afraid to try and take these defenders out as they retreat further back down into sight. He's now going to make his way over into these Laundry stairs and just drone as he goes, see if he can set up there, gather a little bit of information, and then make a bit of a two-pronged push.
So BDS, they have their map control, they have the Nomad, they can go around and set up the air jabs around the staircases, deny the rotates that Liquid we know they can go for. Roam presence is definitely something LATAM have favored throughout this competition. Hatch being open, so they have their foothold. Been able to use that as their main way into the bomb site. You drop down that hatch, it gives you pillar access, it gives you, of course, main site control as well. But one thing that they kind of need, I would say, is blue control if you want to go for that. But it seems to be, Ollie, they're actually going to favor a Laundry take. This area of the map is very easy to take control of. We've seen how easy it was for Shaiko to get in, open up the hatches. But the execute is 10 times more difficult. There are so many angles you need to cover. The defenders have great crossfires established. BDS, if they want to go for this, it needs to be perfect.
They are able to destroy a little bit of utility there. They're able to take out one of the Vulcan shields and one of the Banshees. Renshiro going to start things off with a big frag over onto Moringa. Takes down the Goyo and any C4s in hand. Shaiko now just going to be able to gather a bit of intel on his Gemini. And just pushes his way all the way through. PSK gets himself into an engagement, but Renshiro's on for a double kill. He finds PSK at the bottom of those rear stairs. Palu able to respond, finds one back onto LMs, but the kills keep coming here for BDS. Time is running a little bit short, but BDS do have a reasonable man count here.
Brid finds another one, and now Palu all to do as the pistol out ran out of ammunition in the AUG. Taps one bullet, 5 more left in the chamber, and no, not enough. BDS as clean as you like, Ollie. That push from Renshi down the back was great from him, being able to pick apart the weak points of Liquid. They were very tunnel visioned in to stopping that laundry take, but they were not expecting the solo push from Renshiro.
The pressure that BDS were able to apply early on there was a real big part in them being able to come away with that round and just pick off those defenders. Getting Shaiko into those freezer stairs nice and early, just putting the doubt in the mind of the players on the side of Liquid as to where these attackers are going to be pushing in from. We saw him quickly rotate actually in through Laundry, and he spent the rest of the round essentially in that location. Couple that then with the air jabs that Alems was able to put out there on the Nomad, all of a sudden Liquid have got nowhere to go.
That was a great push by BDS. I mean, a bit of a risky one. You've seen so many different players and so many different entryways. We've seen Brid over towards the blue door. Of course, Renshiro coming down the back stairs. You had the freezer control. You had Shaiko coming in from Laundry. You have all of these different angles being pushed at the same time. The only thing that I would worry about BDS is that you're being very reliant on everyone getting kills. Because that's what it comes down to. If you're set up in those positions, like for example, we've seen Renshiro go for his kill as he pushed down the staircase. If he had lost that, there would be no control over towards Pillar, and it would have given Liquid even more control because he knows they don't have to worry about their flank.
I guess that's a fortunate position that BDS can find themselves in here, that they can kind of rely on one another to clutch up and to hit the shots, because they've just had a fantastic game to come off the back of, and they're all going to be pretty hot after that.
It's one thing that we've talked about, how BDS have developed. They've got away from this stigma of, oh, it's just Shaiko. That's the team. If Shaiko isn't there, that's it. They're done. Shaiko has not played to his expectations this competition, but everyone else has exceeded on that team. And I think that is a great staple of how good this team really is. They've moved away from that one-man army team.
Yeah, they've certainly got more depth, and that's kind of reflected in the ratings and in the kill-death differentials as well. You know, Shaiko was sitting at, I think, -7 going into this one, whereas you look at someone like Brid or Renshiro, +13, +14. So, you know, there's other players that can find the kills now, and it does make them a bit more of a dangerous prospect when it isn't all reliant on that one player.
Renshi, the left-hand god. One of the only few professional players who play left-handed, which I know I couldn't do because I'm right-handed.
I mean, so many more questions come off the back of that. Where's the WASD?
You know what? We'll have to ask him sometime. We'll have to see a picture of the keyboard and the setup. That's what we need from Renshiro. Liquid moving swiftly away from the laundry in towards the top floor now. In towards the kids' defense. BDS, standard as you like, in towards the bedroom there. Opening up the wall, a couple of impacts being tossed out as well. How messy has that made the breach? Is it still possible for him to get in? Kinda not. A little bit scrappy, but of course, still plenty more X-Kairoses for Brid that he can use and open up that site wall. Easy as you like. Oh, a double kill almost coming out from a single nade from Shaiko, but Palu and Nesk able to shrug it off and continuing to double up on that attic hold.
They're really playing back-to-back there inside of the attic. Another nade's going to get tossed on through now from Shaiko. Isn't going to quite have the legs to get to two players playing in on attic. Really holding one another's hand there. That breach is about as messy as it gets. Poor old Brid still trying to make something happen there. Alem's opening things up with a frag over onto Palu. A second onto Nesk as Alems has pushed his way all the way through attic and found those 2 crucial kills. This could be a flawless round here for BDS as they currently sit at 5 versus 2. Sexy Cake is inside of dorms. He does manage to pick down Shaiko, but there's plenty of time here for BDS to be working with. Toxic Babe canisters now being tossed out by Moringa. Look at this clutch potential here from the side of Sexy Cake and Moringa. Eventually, Lems locks himself in the triple, taking Sexy Cake down, and now Moringa has it all to do in the 1 versus 2. Tanks an edge. That's going to give everything away here. Goes for the swing. Lems! What a round!
Wow. Lems this tournament has been incredible. The best performance I have seen by far from Lems. And that's saying something. This is a guy who has won competitions, a guy who's made it very far in international competitions. And for him to be doing so well, it's great to see. You love to see the players that you don't really expect to pop off in this nature. It's a breath of fresh air, all it really is.
Good positioning as well. Started off through the attic push, and you look at where he got that last kill. It was the role reversal. Moringa was inside of the attic, and Lems was pretty much inside of the site. He's just managed to do whatever he wants.
A very similar kind of setup from BDS, taking one side and then rotating people around. We've seen the double window pressure. Liquid, they're feeling claustrophobic. They cannot move. There are so many different angles being covered by BDS, and Liquid, at this stage, do they just sit back and let this happen? I think no. I think they need to go out and play a little bit more aggressive. Take these engagements, take these gunfights, and try and really ruin the BDS type of play that they're having.
And there's a chance in this round that they will be able to do that. Lems has 6 picked off of Nomad onto the book. To me, it seems like a bit of a strange choice. Everything that BDS have been doing up until this point has worked very well. I think the Nomad has been a big part in stopping some of this ability to move and get out there on the roam that we would usually expect from Team Liquid. So to then sort of open that floodgate again and say, look, you know, the Nomad's not here this time. Now, obviously, Liquid have to figure that out. It was a 6 pick. They're not necessarily going to know. But still something that they need to try and take an advantage of here in round number 3 as we go back downstairs toward Laundry.
I could definitely see Liquid having a roam game. I think they need to. They need to get out and about, see if they can upset anyone from BDS. Just one kill onto perhaps your hard breach could be a massive blunder for BDS. Will be Moringa above on the Goyo, an operator you don't see all too often on the roam game, Ollie, but can still make it work that vector in those close range scenarios. Great to have. And Shiro now begins the drone work. One thing with BDS, though, that has always stuck by me, Ollie, since this team came about was their clearance of roamers is excellent.
Yeah, never afraid to commit plenty of drones to clearing out that roam game, and already Moringa feeling that pinch. He's going to rotate himself all the way downstairs. It's been a minute, so it's something at least. But it does leave Liquid with a very turtle defense again. And they just struggled to exploit those dominant angles in round number 1 when they were in a very similar situation.
So BDS, they have their map control. Liquid, very early to leave the roam game. Moringa didn't want to risk any off, and now it is going to be once again a 5-man turtle on the bomb site. Last time this happened for Liquid, that didn't go too well. Renchiro had a big part to play. Coming down those back stairs, being able to find 2 kills for his troubles, and from there BDS were able to commit the manpower and simply overwhelm the Liquid defense. Shaiko in the same position he was once more, has the Gnome 6 in hand, and flashbang just to burn up, and finally we will see that be used.
That's all to destroy the Banshee there that's sitting on the table in the middle of a bomb site. Just gives Shaiko now that ability to push in without being slowed. BDS are doing really well for time here. They've still got a minute to try and execute, and they've set themselves up quite nicely. They've got hatches open. They've gathering drone information now. Lems is able to pick up a wealth of knowledge as to the setup that Liquid have got for them. Moringa going to toss out the C4 there. How does that not connect more? Lems lucky to be alive. Nesk has been downed, I believe, by Renchiro from these back stairs. Renchiro maybe going to get swung here by PSK. The kills start now to trade. PSK knows that Renchiro is still going to be on there, but Renchiro's just better, and so are BDS. 4 kills, make it 5. Another round there for BDS on attack.
You replay the exact same round again. That is essentially what happened in round 1. They pushed in, they had their map control very, very early on, and then we move into that final minute, and you have so many different angles. Liquid just cannot keep up right now with the pressure that BDS are applying. Quite rightly so, Ollie. A tactical timeout you've lost 3 rounds on the bounce, and very convincing round wins for BDS, I think, is the main thing to take away. It wasn't too close. Every round BDS have won up to this point has been their round.
It's a good time for a timeout. We've kind of theory crafted around these early timeouts quite frequently, Demo, because we do see them in and around the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round marker. Here we're seeing it as we're entering into round number 4. And you're right, it's probably a very good time here for Liquid to take this time out. You don't want to be losing more than 3 defenses here on Oregon. And currently that is the situation that Liquid find themselves in. BDS have just been dominant. Now, personally, I'm quite surprised that we saw Liquid go back downstairs to Laundry again so quickly. They have got a deeper site pool inside of this map than just Kids and Laundry. Liquid are a team that like to play Meeting. Now, it isn't the most popular site, but they do have specific holds and strategies for Meeting. Now, if they're just worried that they're well-known and easily countered, I don't know. But we've seen that work for them multiple times now. It doesn't look to me as though it's something that they're going to be doing here and now, unless we do see a 6-pick come through, because it usually all hinges on a dock pick and a dock being played, So potentially here inside of the 6-pick, but no, of course, we're going down to Kids, going upstairs to Kids. So for me, same 2 sites being tried, we've got to come to expect a similar result.
Keep your kid's bedroom. Oh, kid's bedroom downstairs, Ollie. Is that where that happens? Were you maybe raised in a downstairs bedroom?
In a bungalow.
A bungalow. The 1 floor. That's it. Maybe Liquid need just 1 floor, because that's really all they've played with, Ollie, is 1 single floor in all of their rounds, and they need to try and upgrade to perhaps a semi-detached. Would that be a good idea?
Upgrades do need to be made here, Demo. They could do to be being made in actually being able to win gunfights, because that is something that Liquid so far today have not been able to do for whatever reason. I'm not sure if these guys aren't warmed up, if they're not feeling themselves, if BDS are just better, but we can just take a quick look at the expanded view whilst we've got it open. There's 6 kills there on the side of Liquid inside of 3 rounds, going in now to the 4th.
Yeah, Liquid a little bit scared, and I can't believe I've said that. Liquid look scared. This is a team that everyone's scared of. Look what Nesk has done throughout this competition. He has put the fear in every player at this competition. Where is he? What is this from BDS? Oh my word! A snatch and grab. Shaiko, opening kill. And Shiro with a sledgehammer opens up the window, and Ollie, you love to see it.
Tough stuff there for Liquid, losing out on Palu as well. Player that has been there, present in the kill department, and obviously YMI Magnets generate overtime, not somebody you want to be losing out on early. It's likely going to give control away of Attic as well, as Rafale is just going to be able to get rid of the mute jammer there. Attic wall now can be opened. Nesk going to start to feel the pinch there.
And that's a massive pick as well. The YMI gone. Nesk inside of Attic. Definitely weak in not having those discs being able to be made by the YMI over the course of the round. And Liquid down on utility. BDS, great play to give them that opening kill. And Ollie, that is the 4th opening kill in a row for BDS. They have dominated that stat line. Can they dominate another round?
You can see that Liquid are almost starved for information here. They don't really know where the push is going to be coming from. They kind of go off the back of drones. Shaiko with a nade over onto Sexy Cake. He can now push himself up these white stairs and maybe find himself a couple more. He's going to be challenging now onto the player inside of Kids. Going to cook a grenade and toss it on through. Moringa, I'm sorry, but we could see that coming from a country mile away. Finds himself the triple kill. Nesk does respond, but at this point it's looking as though it could be a little too late. Renshiro with a frag as well. Responding to the kill over onto Nest. PSK 1 versus 4. No intel, no idea. Alems on the armory stairs makes that rotation. And look at BDS. They are laughing about this game.
Nade City! Nade City from BDS. Shaiko with nades. We don't see it all too often, and all of a sudden he's became quite the pitcher, Ollie. He's playing baseball with Liquid, and Liquid, they don't have a batter up to be able to hit a home run. BDS dominant once again in their rounds. A 4 5-0, Ollie. This was supposed to be one of the best games of the group stage. Me and you were so excited we got to cast this game, and all of a sudden, it's a steamroll.
4 rounds for BDS on the attack here on Oregon. Shaiko seemingly activated after the Ash ban. Maybe the Iana is really where it is at for him. Having those grenades, being able to put them to good use. There's a comment I've made multiple times, that is if you are going to play an operator, whoever it is you're going to play, you need to be proficient with every single square inch of that operator. If that operator has nades, you need to be able to use them. If they've got flashes, you need to be able to use them, etc. Shaiko in that round has gotten everything he could out of that Iana. He's used the Gon 6, he's been able to grab 2 grenade kills with 2 nades, and he's been able to push on through, gather some information with the clone. Beautiful stuff there coming out from BDS. You can tell just how much fun they're having with it when you're looking at the player cams. Regularly, they're just sat there laughing. They're just having a great game of Siege here, Demo.
It's a great showing from BDS, and well, for BDS, this is a team who have always kind of strived to be the best as they can, and on an international level, they had, I think, fairly good success last year, SI. That was where we've seen BDS be the real last hope for EU. And, well, at the moment, we have Empire there who joining them in terms of EU's hope. G2, of course, we'll see them play later as well. A big day for G2. Makers over on the B group as well, doing okay. But BDS, I think, a clear favorite for EU. If any team from EU is going to win the Invitational, if you're a betting man, which I am not, I have about maybe 1.2 million in channel points just sitting there. I think that's a safe pick, is BDS.
Is that the secret to stacking channel points? Just don't bet.
That's it, just watch it.
Because I think there's probably a lot of channel points got lost yesterday.
I would say so. Dev upsets today. Almost upsets, I would say, so far. But this game, not an upset, just a dominant performance.
Liquid have chosen to go back downstairs here. They're still trying to find something, desperately searching for a round here on Oregon on the defense. BDS have just been looking far too dominant in every factor. The coordination, the ability to frag out and to get those kills, the way that they're just able to pinch and squeeze. They've not brought a Nomad for 2 rounds, and still the fear of God has been struck inside of the players on the side of Team Liquid, and they're still not roaming, they're still not getting themselves out there. Shaiko doing exactly the same thing every single round. Bottom of Lordra stairs, Gon 6 onto the desk, removing that Banshee, and just allowed now to put pressure. He doesn't often get many kills from this point. It's actually the other members of the team that are able to get kills, but it's the pressure that's applied from here that is the really key thing.
Exactly the same setup. Deja vu once again for Liquid. They've been in this place before, and Shaiko! Another curveball being thrown at the faces of Liquid. What is happening to this mighty Brazilian side? BDS are tearing him as if it's a tier 4 team. Shaiko having fun, he's in the bomb site, he misses out on the kill though. Palu shuts him down finally, but BDS are once again continuing to push that backside. Ness goes down, a 3 versus 2. PSK bleeding out on the floor. Palu once again left in the clutch position. There's 1, 2 more to find. Can he do it? Lines up the shot, but no. Bridge ready for him. BDS 5-0.
BDS look unstoppable here today, Demo on Oregon. Tearing Liquid limb from limb. There's really nothing that Liquid are able to do against the sheer aggression and gun skill that BDS are putting out here today. Not shying away from any engagement, able to get that first opening pick, which they have done in every single round, and then just further capitalize on that from there. Finally, Liquid are going to change things up. They are going now to go to meeting. Now, this could be one of those situations, Demo, where Liquid come out here and they win meeting and they wish they'd gone there sooner, because so far we have just flipped and flopped between Laundry and Kidstorm, and nothing has been working for Liquid. A third site has been crucial, because BDS have just been able to rinse and repeat, doing exactly the same things round after round, just alternating depending on where the site is. Now we see a little bit of something different here from Liquid. Is it going to be enough to change their fortunes here? Even if they do get around here, Demo, it is going to be an enormous uphill battle.
5-0, so difficult to come back from, and 5 attacks in Oregon, pretty unheard of. We don't see this all too often. Defense Usually get a round or two in there, but Liquid not even getting one so far. Final defense round for them is a 6-1 for BDS, Ollie.
Quite possibly.
Look at the kill difference.
Well, that paints a pretty good picture, doesn't it? You know, we know that Team Liquid are a team that can go out there and frag out with the best of them. And today, so far, they have kind of just not shown up. We're dealing with, let's see, we've got Moringa, he's sitting on 1, 6K 2, PSK still yet to find 1, Nesk 2, Palu 5. Between them, they've got 10 kills. That is not going to cut it inside of 5 full rounds played. It's 2 kills a round.
BDS, can you close out a good half? 6 rounds to 0, or will Liquid finally get the 1 round they've been looking for? We'll need a lot more after that as well, and Shaiko straight in with the Gemini. Find out some information of this top floor hold that Liquid have set up in preparation for their defensive hold in towards a meeting. 2 players above, Palu and Nesk. See how BDS want to establish that. I think Shaiko, he's probably going to try and get himself in, Ollie, and as quick as he can. Here comes another nade, and this is the scary part for Liquid, is where is he going to come from? Where are those nades going to be hitting? Shaiko instead just thinks, okay, let's take a little bit more time. BDS very controlling of how they're doing, and Shaiko just going to go straight in for the swing. Ollie, he's a madman.
I mean, Palu might not be hitting as many rounds as BDS today, but he's still not someone that you can just carelessly swing onto like that, because he will punish you. The confidence here from BDS clearly showing, but they do take a moment to breathe. Raphael finds another nade over onto Nesk. These nades have been so effective from BDS, regularly making them count. Information now being able to be gathered on the Gemini. Raphael tempted to push his way on through. We know that the player has since dropped on out of the attic, but Renshiro, he's turned his attention elsewhere. He's going to take down Moringa. Palu has made it back on into the site as the diffuser is going down. Bride is looking to lock it through. Shaiko there with the shoulder cover. Palu finds 1. Can Palu find more? Yes! He finds himself a double, but Alems is there with the trade. The plant did go down, and it leaves us in an equal 2 versus 2.
2v2 Alems swinging up white stairs, and it gives the cover to Rafal, and now PSK all by himself, a 1 versus 2 in the post plant. Can he do it? No, he cannot. BDS! Oh my word, I can't believe I'm about to say it. 6-0 up against Team Liquid.
On the attack on Oregon. Incredible stuff here being displayed by BDS. All of that is enough to put them on a match point. They are speed running Oregon here today, any percent against Team Liquid. Palu tried for a time and was able to pick up some frags. It was a little bit of a scrappier round, I think, from BDS. You know, we saw them getting themselves into more gunfights. There were more kills inside of that round than I think we've seen in a couple of the others put together for Liquid. But ultimately, the diffuser being planted, the upstairs cover, the vertical angles working against poor old PSK there in that final clutch. It just made things very difficult indeed for Liquid. And now, Demo, they have a task on their hands.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Credit where it's due for BDS. Unbelievable. What they're doing is unspeakable. No one would have ever called this. But I feel sad. I feel a little bit sad because Liquid are not showing us who they really are. And it's a shame to see. This is supposed to be a big match between 2 titans of their own regions. And it doesn't feel like that at all. I just don't know what's happening to Liquid.
I mean, if you're a BDS fan, it's probably quite a good place to be. You know, they have shook off the match that they played earlier. That's said and done. Said and done. It's in the book. They can relax now after Cloud9 took them to all available rounds over on Cafe, because they've come out here on Oregon and they've bounced back. They've flicked that switch. They've reset the mental. And they've got themselves onto a match point as quickly as they possibly could. Liquid now with a lot of work to do. I'm kind of worried, Demo. We're seeing Texas Cake bringing the Blitz. If you're not familiar with Latin America, you might be thinking, yeah, this happens all the time. You know, Texas Cake plays Shields, plays the Blitz. Blitz is someone that's used quite often in Latin America. Not recently. This isn't something we've seen. This is new territory.
I think a bit of panic has set in for Liquid. I think me and you have talked about if we see a team bring a Blitz, you're really grasping at straws. It's not the greatest operator to bring. Yes, sure, we've seen success of it, but for the most part, we have not seen great stuff from Blitz. Nesk, finally, we see a good pick opening up for Liquid, and perhaps this could give them their first round. BDS still have a bit more roam pressure, though, upstairs and towards the big towers where Renshiro will be, and oh, he finds another one, Ollie. Renshiro today has been on a different planet.
It's the first time that we've seen Liquid get the opening kill as well, and just so quickly this time it was responded to. As Renshiro, as you say, Demo, currently 9-2. The guy is absolutely popping off, only bettered by Alem sitting there at 10-3. Moringa, he's going to try and take this challenge. I think he knows that someone's there. He's certainly got a drone working for him. Going to air jab out onto the staircase, stop anybody from being able to rotate on up. But it almost feels like it's a bit too late for the air jabs to be going down as we're at the halfway point in the round. It's going to secure the flank for later on, but a little bit of damage has already been done. Losing your Zephyr is never ideal. You're going to lose out on a lot of utility there. Harley manages to make a nade sing, as it seems to be a day of nades here between these two teams on Oregon.
Rafael now in pillar, has that SMG with the Scorpion. Deadly weapon. There's close ranges, but towards the medium distances, you need to have some good control on your mouse. Sexy Cake eyeing up the Blitz push, but Brit is there with the smokes, trying to delay that as long as he can. Still 50 seconds left on the clock, and it gives Liquid plenty of time to see where they want to set up and push. Nearly everyone from BDS, yeah, everyone is actually geared up, ready for this blue push. Nobody's sitting inside of Laundry. Shaiko going very aggressive, even swinging that opening on the E-box wall. And is he going to go for it again? Yes, he will, and there's the Blitz. Because it is a Blitz, it means he cannot confirm the kill. And Sexy now in the prime position to try and hold on to that elbow rotate.
Sexy looking to push on through now, but meeting the gun of Raphael. He's not going to be able to get himself through all too much there, as players from BDS are going to start to retreat ever so slightly. Moringa finding a rotation kill there onto Shaiko, but it is responded to as Palu falls. Bride now with the Toxic Babe canisters, tossing them on out. Goes for a bit of a swing, but no, Moringa is still there. PSK comes in with a frag. Team Liquid, they pick up their first round. And let's be honest, they had no other choice, Demo. They couldn't leave it any later. BDS still here on a match point. Could this be the start of a comeback? Could this be the start of an attacker-sided Oregon between these two teams?
If you're a LATAM dreamer, then certainly, Ollie. I only have to ask you, do you think it's possible?
I mean, statistically,
okay, so now I know
unlikely,
that all the Liquid people have been having wonderful dreams last night. I'm going to bring in the reality. They still need to have 5 rounds, 5 perfect rounds against BDS.
That's the problem. Liquid now cannot afford to make a mistake. They need to play flawless siege from here on out. BDS, they only need to get lucky once. And with the way they've been playing today, I don't think that those guys are relying all too much on luck.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
BDS immediately switching away from that basement. Now they're going to move in towards that kids. Clash being brought as well by Rafael, which is a bit of a new one to see from BDS, actually using a bit of shield play. We see it every now and again for Oregon, probably Clash's best map in my opinion. A lot of great information you can gain. I think the big thing of Oregon in terms of information is if you can find out early where teams are setting up their attacks, it helps you a lot in the late stage, because then you're going to know where to move your utility and be able to set up in the correct positions.
I think maybe the only downside here to play in the Clash is that you get yourself into a position where there's a lot of crossfires that you can get established here on Oregon, especially on that top floor. So it does make it quite difficult to stay there quite safely. And I think that that's something that we do see teams, you know, sometimes struggle with. You've got to have a specific plan, and if Rafal is just going to play inside of the attic, then that's going to be great. But if he does start to move out, and there are plenty of players still alive from the side of Liquid to exploit from the windows and doors, it can be a little bit tricky.
Alem's on the Valkyrie, an operator that is very, very scary on a kid's defense. Find out the information, being able to supply a C4 from below onto a possible defuse, and you have an easy kill and can be the saving grace of a round in many times. Liquid, once again, trying to get in early, have that map control. We see BDS, I think, be a little bit more aggro on the defense compared to Liquid. Liquid were very happy to sit back, relax, and let BDS do their thing, which, in the long term, did cost them Ollie 6 rounds by not having that aggressive standpoint. You're really giving BDS everything to work with. Now BDS happy enough to just send one man below. And even, I mean, look at the clash. Can even rotate downstairs and help Battlelands if needed.
Let's see where the air jobs get placed here by Moringa. He has a chance to try and restrict that roam game somewhat. You're going to have to do something about Ilem's down there, though, because he has got the C4 and he will have the information. Obviously, the human drone there of Rafal on the clash. He's able to ping out anybody that's pushing on in, and, of course, Valkyrie's cameras as well. They've got to be careful here for a C4, and do worry just a little bit because Liquid look very sort of concise and very focused here on pushing through Trophy. They have, however, managed to get the games room breach open, so there is an option for them to play with.
Banshee gone as well, which means Sexy Cake has an easier time of getting into the bomb site. I wonder if he'll try and just beeline it straight for Attic and try and challenge in towards Shaiko. That is the question. Wouldn't be surprised if he did. He could smoke off the cross and then just simply walk in and try and take that engagement. Talk about engagements downstairs next. We'll have the first one off the round, and Alems goes down. There's the clash trying to hold him back and feed that information back to the remaining defenders. With 40 seconds, Liquid, they have that first kill that they need, but they need to have a lot more if they want to win this round.
Sexy Cake threatening now to push on in, just gathering a little bit of information. He is eventually going to commit, but he is going to be met with the clash. Not really sure on which way to go. Going to go hella aggressive on this one and get taken down by Red Shearer. Look at these kills stack up here for BDS. It's do or die time now for Liquid. They're in the 4 versus 2, making a 4 versus 1. Every hope now rests on Palu. This is match point for BDS. Palu goes for a swing, finds one. It's not enough. BDS on Oregon. 7-1 here against Liquid.